Tate and Axel up to join me.
He wants more candy.
I, Rob Sand, do solemnly swear
I, Rob Sand, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Iowa,
of the State of Iowa,
and that I will
and that I will
faithfully and impartially
faithfully and impartially
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
of the Office of Auditor
of the Office of Auditor
in the State of Iowa,
in the State of Iowa,
as now or hereafter
as now or hereafter
required by law.
required by law.
Congratulations.
I'm really humbled by how many people have come out here this morning. Thank you all for being here. And I appreciate, Pete, where'd you go? Pete, you asked everybody here to hold me accountable. And I love it. That's what I've been talking about for the last year, accountability. I think it's one of the hallmarks of the Office of the Auditor of State. This, I was saying to Tate on our drive over here this morning, is our building. I was trying to describe to him the building I was going to be working in and who owned it, and I said everybody owns it. Everybody who's driving on the highway here beside us, everybody that you see walking around on the street, it's their building. We all own it together, and it's where we do the things that we need to do together. And he immediately started to talk about jelly beans. But the idea is, we should all know from a young age that this is ours. And that if we're going to do good work in this building, and if good work is going to be done in this building, it has to be through accountability. I'm here to hold other people who have jobs similar to mine accountable. And you are all here, and everyone in this state, I think, is here to hold me accountable as well. I will not be perfect. I will make mistakes. When I do that, hold me accountable for it. I want to say thank you to Amy as well. I was very excited to have her do this. We've been friends for over 10 years, as she mentioned, since I moved into Olive Court right next to Kinnick Stadium before starting law school. And her maiden name is Schwerin, so I knew that she could handle a swearing in. and she's very good at it, swearing. If you can somehow charm your way onto her Christmas card list, you are guaranteed to be laughing out loud when you get to read it every year. But the only other thing I want to add, because I want to be efficient with our time here today, is I want to tell you a little bit about some of the folks that are going to be working in the office, the senior leadership team that we've got. There are three... There's three people in the office that are going to be part of the senior leadership team. John McCormley has been a friend of mine for 10 years. John McCormley's been a friend of mine for about 10 years. I've worked with him in the Attorney General's office. We've tried cases together, and he's impressed me not only with his knowledge of the law and his work he's done with the public corruption investigations that the auditor's office does, but he's also impressed me with his ethics. He was assigned to a case that he didn't agree with. It's an area of law where psychologists make determinations that are crucial to what happens with a case. And it was one where he happened to disagree with the psychologist's conclusion. He said to me, "Rob, can you take a look at this and see if you can handle this case, because I disagree with the psychologist's conclusion and I don't think I can ethically try the matter." That's exactly the kind of person that I want working in the Attorney General's office. Someone who will look at something and decide not simply what they should be doing based on what's easy, but based on what is right. He also has done a lot of work in the Attorney General's office with the state agencies and boards that the office is responsible for taking a look at, and so he's very well versed in all of that as well. There are two other people that are going to be in the senior leadership team, and they are Annette Campbell and Marlis Gaston. They are two longtime employees of the State Auditor's Office. There are two retirements, and they are going to be the new deputies in the office. Now, Annette I've worked with for a very long time because she has been sort of my counterpart when I was in the Attorney General's office trying cases that had to do with public corruption investigations. She was usually the person that I would be talking to about those matters in the investigation. She was always good to work with. We always had a good relationship and a relationship of trust. Marlis I've gotten to know through the transition period, and I know that these are two people who, as I mentioned, are focused first on serving everyone. So, on the political side, there's a point to make there too. And it goes to what I've been talking about for the last year. And that is that this is an office that's supposed to put the people ahead of someone's party. And it's supposed to do that always, without consideration. Which is why I'm happy to tell you that this is a tripartisan leadership team. Among these three people, we have a Democrat, we have an independent, and we have a Republican. Some of them even contributed to my opponent's campaign. I don't care. They are the three people that are most qualified for the jobs. And I know that there are three people who are similarly committed to serving the public rather than serving any particular party. And I think that that's something that is very important in the way that this office is going to be run. I've been trying to remind myself that today's a celebration day. It's complicated when you get up in the morning and you think of all the things that you want to do and everything you want to get started right away. But here we are. We're here to have fun. We're here to celebrate another step along the way of what Pete was talking about, of our ability to represent ourselves and our ability to run our own state. And I thank you here for being here with me to help me do that. I don't think we have enough food for everybody. Thank you for that. But please help yourself, and please stay around and socialize for a while. Thank you.